Top 30 quotes from movie Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, 1964. Dr. Strangelove, directed by Stanley Kubrick, is a dark satirical comedy about Cold War paranoia, nuclear warfare, and bureaucratic absurdity. The film follows a catastrophic scenario in which General Jack D. Ripper, Sterling Hayden, obsessed with communist infiltration, initiates an unauthorized nuclear attack on the Soviet Union, as U.S. officials scramble to prevent global annihilation. President Merkin Muffley, Peter Sellers, tries to reason with the Soviet premier, while the eccentric former Nazi scientist Dr. Strangelove, also played by Sellers, gleefully outlines a post-apocalyptic survival plan. Meanwhile, General Buck Turgidson, George C. Scott, argues for a full-scale attack, and the patriotic but clueless Major T.J. King Kong Slim Pickens rides a nuclear bomb like a rodeo cowboy in one of cinema's most iconic moments. The film ends in total destruction, accompanied by Vera Lynn's "We'll Meet Again," blending deadpan humor, satire, and political commentary. Dr. Strangelove critiques nuclear deterrence and Cold War hysteria. Its sharp dialogue, unforgettable characters, and absurd logic make it a masterpiece. The film remains highly relevant, illustrating the insanity of unchecked military power and the fragility of human decision-making in global conflicts. Group Captain Lionel Mandrake: Colonel, that Coca-Cola machine. I want you to shoot the lock off it. There may be some change in there. Colonel Bat Guano: that's private property. Group Captain Lionel Mandrake: Colonel, can you possibly imagine what is going to happen to you, your frame, outlook, way of life, and everything, when they learn that you have obstructed a telephone call to the President of the United States? Can you imagine? Shoot it off. Shoot. With a gun. That's what the bullets are for, you twit. Colonel Bat Guano: okay, I'm gonna get your money for ya. But if you don't get the President of the United States on that phone, you know what's gonna happen to you. Group Captain Lionel Mandrake: what? Colonel and Quat, Bat and Quat, Guano: you're gonna have to answer to the Coca-Cola Company. Major T.J. King Kong: survival kit contents check. In them you'll find 145 caliber automatic, 2 boxes of ammunition, 4 days concentrated emergency rations, 1 drug issue containing antibiotics, morphine, vitamin pills, pep pills, sleeping pills, tranquilizer pills, 1 miniature combination Russian phrase book and Bible, $100 in rubles, $100 in gold, 9 packs of chewing gum, 1 issue of prophylactics, 3 lipsticks, 3 pair of nylon stockings. Shoot. A fella could have a pretty good weekend in Vegas with all that stuff. General Buck Turgidson: it'd be naive of us, Mr. President, to imagine that these new developments would cause a change in Soviet expansionist policy. I mean, we must be increasingly on the alert to prevent them taking over other mineshaft space, in order to breed more prodigiously than we do, thus knocking us out of these superior numbers when we emerge. Mr. President, we must not allow a mineshaft gap. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room, and quat, mein Führer, I can walk, and quat, you'll have to answer to the Coca-Cola Company, and quat, we cannot allow a mineshaft gap, and quat, I don't avoid women, Mandrake, but I do deny them my essence, and quat, of course, the whole point of a doomsday machine is lost if you keep it a secret. Why didn't you tell the world? And quat. You can't let him in here. He'll see everything. He'll see the big board, and quat. Deterrence is the art of producing in the mind of the enemy the fear to attack, and quat. I think I see a plan emerging. Mandrake, and quat. Well, boys, I reckon this is it. Nuclear combat toe-to-toe with the Ruskies, and quat. General Jack D. Ripper, Sterling Hayden, quotes. And quat, Mandrake, have you ever seen a commie drink a glass of water? And quat. Fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face. And quat. That's the way your hardcore commie works. And quat. Your commie has no regard for human life, not even his own. And quat. I can no longer sit back and allow communist infiltration, communist indoctrination, communist subversion, and the international communist conspiracy to sap and impurify all of our precious bodily fluids. And quat. President Merkin Muffley, Peter Sellers, quotes. And quat. Hello, Dimitri. Listen. I can't hear too well. Do you suppose you could turn the music down just a little? And quat. Dimitri, we've always talked about the possibility of something going wrong with the bomb. And quat. Dimitri, we're just as upset as you are. And quat. I'm sorry too. Dimitri, I'm very sorry. All right, you're sorrier than I am. But I am sorry as well. And quat. Now, then, Dimitri, you know how we've always talked about the possibility of something going wrong with the bomb. And quat. Major TJ and quat. King and quat. Kong, Slim Pickens. Quotes. And quat. Well, shoot. A fella could have a pretty good weekend in Vegas with all that stuff. And quat. I got a fair idea of the kind of personal traits of the individuals who might make the best survivors. And quat. Stay on the bomb run. Boys, I'm gonna get them doors open if it haralips everybody on Bear Creek. And quat. Survival kit contents check. And quat. Gold bullion, whoop-de-doo. And quat. Shoot. A fella could have a pretty good time in Dallas with all that stuff. And quat. Survival kit contents check. 1.45 caliber automatic. 2 boxes of ammunition. 1 drug issue containing antibiotics, morphine, vitamin pills, pep pills, sleeping pills, tranquilizer pills. And quat. Yahoo! And quat. As he rides the bomb down. Dr. Strangelove. Peter Sellers. Quotes. And quat. Under the provisions of Plan R, any attack by the enemy on the commander is to be considered a full nuclear attack and is to be met with a full nuclear response. And quat. A new world, with the inevitable power struggles between larger and smaller nations. And quat. The technology required is easily within the means of even the smallest nuclear power. And quat. Mr. President, we must not allow a mineshaft gap. And quat. Of course. It would be absolutely vital that our top government and military men be included. And quat. A ratio of 10 women to each man would be the ideal. And quat. But the whole point of the doomsday machine is lost if you keep it a secret. Why didn't you tell the world? And quat. In the new society, each man will be required to do prodigious service. And quat. Mein Führer. I can walk. And quat. Dialogue exchanges. General Turgidson. and quote, Mr. President, I'm not saying we wouldn't get our hair mussed. But I do say no more than 10 to 20 million killed, tops. Depending on the breaks, and quote. President Muffley, and quote, I will not go down in history as the greatest mass murderer since Adolf Hitler, and quote, General Turgidson. And quote, perhaps it might be better, Mr. President, if you were more concerned with the American people than with your image in the history books, and quote. President Muffley, and quote, General Turgidson, when you instituted the human reliability tests, you assured me there was no possibility of such a thing ever occurring, and quote. General Turgidson, and quote. Well, I don't think it's quite fair to condemn a whole program because of a single slip-up, and quote. General Turgidson, and quote. We are rapidly approaching a moment of truth, both for ourselves as human beings and for the life of our nation, and quote. Dr. Strangelove, and quote. But the whole idea of the doomsday machine is lost if you keep it a secret. Why didn't you tell the world? And quote. Ambassador de Sadesky, and quote. It was to be announced at the party congress on Monday. As you know, the premier loves surprises, and quote. President Muffley, and quote. Now, then, Dmitri, you know how we've always talked about the possibility of something going wrong with the bomb, and quote. Dmitri, off-screen, muffled response. President Muffley, and quote. Well now, what happened is, one of our base commanders went a little funny in the head, and quote. Mandrake, and quote. Colonel, that Coca-Cola machine. I want you to shoot the lock off it. There may be some change in there, and quote. Colonel Batguano, and quote. That's private property, and quote. General Turgidson, and quote. We're still trying to figure out the meaning of that last transmission, sir. It ended with the words, Mein Führer, I can walk, and quote.